Hi, everyone. Welcome to Connection Across Generation.
And in this podcast, we will bridge together experiences, stories, and wisdom across different generations because we believe when different generations come together, communities grow stronger.
And today we have a very special guest for you.
Many of us know her as a professor and love her dearly, Dr. Glezakos. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Our guest today was born in the small rural village of Lefkohori in northern Greece. Her life was transformed by a powerful chain of cross cultural connection and mentorship. As a child displaced by the Greek Civil War, she returned to her village just as a group of American university students arrived to help rebuild the local school. Their presence and their willingness to travel across the world to serve sparked her interest and opened a door that no girl in her village had ever walked through. With, with the encouragement of her teacher and the support of these volunteers, she became the first girl from Lefkohori to attend high school in the city of Salonika. That act of mentorship set off a lifetime of learning, a Fulbright scholarship to study social work, an American college education, and eventually graduate studies at USC, supported by professors, host families, and women's organizations who embraced her as one of their own. Each step of her journey was shaped by intergenerational guidance, generosity, and the belief that wisdom is meant to be shared. She built a long career as a social worker, educator, and mentor herself, balancing academia, private practice, and family life, always carrying forward the support she once received. After losing her husband of 59 years in 2023, she entered a new chapter: retirement, renewed community involvement, and a commitment to continued personal growth. Her story is a testament to how connection across generations can redirect a life, and how mentorship offered at the right moment can echo across decades. So let's welcome our guest, doctor and licensed social worker, Agathi Glezakos.
How are you looking?
How are you today?
I am very well today. Thank
We're
you.
so excited to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you for just being with us and for being so generous with your time.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
So, just a little bit of about Dr. Glezakos. She's our professor for our first year, and she is from Greece, from a small town in the northern part of Greece, and yeah, she immigrated to the U.S. As a student when she found out about the congregational, what was it called, Congregational Christian Services Committee, came to your small town.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's how you learned about the U.S. So let me see where to start. And so it was not until the halfway into your sixth grade that your parents informed you of teachers that were American and proposed a way to finance your high school education in the U.S.
In my education first in Greece and then in the U.S.
Okay. And then, yeah, during your last semester in high school, you were also informed of a national Fulbright examination in Athens, Greece capital, for a scholarship in a 4-year social work program at Pierce College, an American girls' college. How
Correct. That was a wonderful 4-year experience. Yeah.
Was that the introduction to social work?
That was my introduction to social work. And I ended up at the school because the scholarship was available. Did not know anything about social work. I found out while I was a student there, and I never regretted having chosen to go that way.
Wow.
Yeah, it has been a profession that has meant a lot to me.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and so you flew to Athens, took the exam, and got the Fulbright scholarship. And you were enrolled
at Pierce College the following fall, living in the dorms for 4 years. That program followed the prescribed curriculum and undergraduate social work program in the U.S. So combined with that and field work, that was your introduction to social work. Um, yeah, so I know. I'm sorry. I'm also at the same time reading your
You do
bio.
it your way. You do it your way.
So you had a chance to interact with an American community while you were still in Athens, and then you
Correct.
came to live in the U.S. and then got the full experience of the American culture here.
Correct.
So yeah, that's a long history of you being
Of the
in the
journey.
U.S. journey,
Of the
yeah,
journey.
of the journey. Yeah, but in all, it's. I would like for you to share a lot of that more story within the questions that we ask you, but eventually you
I
found your
will.
way to Cal State Long Beach.
Yes, yes. Sort of following my husband, who was here already. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then you retired, and then came back.
And I retired in 2013 from the full-time position. And then I came back. They asked me to cover the class of a colleague who went on family leave. And I liked being in the classroom again, and they offered me teaching the following fall, and then I continued from there on.
Yeah.
And to the spring of 2025, when I retired for good. Yeah.
Which we got a chance to have you as a professor before that.
And you did.
In
Yeah.
2020.
And it was a privilege to get to know you and to
Yeah. And now
be
we're
here today just the way we are.
Yes, exactly. Apart from being an amazing professional in social work, you are a wife, a mother, and
A grandmother.
a grandmother. Yeah, so beloved, and I'm grateful for that because you were very willing to share part of your personal life with us as students. And part of this podcast is really to understand the professional with the personal and how that stretches and also connects us to different generations and how we're pouring back into those generations. So that's what we're going to dive into today.
Hello guys, we're here with Dr. Glezakos, and we had mentioned her in our first segments, like when we talk about what inspired us, how did connection across generation came about, right? And we mentioned like Dr. Glezakos in her human development class. That's how we got inspired by when we saw you walking in classroom and just sharing within our classes how you were able to just pass down so much knowledge to us, and at the same time you were able to ask us for help when you didn't know how to navigate certain things on the computer and stuff. And I just asked myself, like, how would it feel for this to be passed down if other people had a mentor in their life? What would that look like? Like, I had the opportunity being here at school with all you guys, with my peers, to experience having someone that is a mentor, even though she doesn't know that she's one of my mentors formally. But I look up to her so much, and with the heart and love and all the things that I'm learning in social work to make my community better. And I know that's one of the challenges, accessing mentors that can pour into you and give you real life direction, strategies, uplift you, and guidance, right? So that's what I would like my other, for this to grow within larger spaces in the community. And that's where you came, Dr. Glezakos.
Yeah.
Without even knowing, silently, you inspire us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's how it started.
I'm very, very pleased to hear that and to know that that's what can happen in the course of our interactions and the student-teacher relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the concept of mentorship, if you want me to pick up,
Go ahead.
is a very important one to me because it was mentors who, in the course of my educational journey, enabled me to get to where I eventually got.
Wow.
I had many formal and some less than formal, wonderful mentors who helped me appreciate who I was becoming, who helped me learn to trust myself, who helped me navigate challenges, who helped me how to access resources, and who believed in me, who listened to what I wanted to do and made me believe that I could do it, and who were there to help me along the way. So mentorship is very, very important. And you have heard me in class many times say, you travel your own journey with your own challenges to this point. You were admitted to the program because you were evaluated and you were found to meet the requirements, which then means that you have the ability to do well now and to continue doing well as you proceed to see your goals being achieved and your dreams being materialized. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the lessons that we learned from you. Remember our first exam? We were so stressed out. Yep. Could you share, like, what is one lesson um, from you as a mentor and a person that inspire and guide others? Like one lesson that you have um, learned and applied for yourself that could be helpful.
Do you have a number to that question
Um,
or no?
that's number 3.
Number 3.
What is one
Yeah.
lesson from your mentor that you still carry with you?
Okay, because I prepared some of my answers to your questions. And this is what I put down for question number 3.
Okay.
I say that from my mentorships and from having mentors myself, I have learned 2 lessons. My 2 most powerful lessons include, number 1, caring connections that you develop with your mentors can lead to unimaginable life directions. So you create your dream, and your circumstances might be such that tell you that's a dream, it can never be achieved. But by having others believe in you and help guide you, not necessarily by telling you what to do, but giving you ideas and options, you can reach what you had thought you can never achieve. So that is one lesson that I have learned. And the second is to use any opportunity that comes along your way for the purpose of achieving your life's goals, and make dreams that will have the probability to become your life's realities.
So what I'm hearing from you, it's definitely those are 2 gems, 2 things that you have applied in your life, knowing that connections, right? Having a mentor that can guide you, not necessarily tell you like what to do, but
Correct.
inspire you.
To inspire you, to give you ideas of what resources might be around. Sometimes maybe some advice of how to proceed using those resources. Because a mentor, as a rule, is a person who is older than you in age, and a person who has more wisdom than you do as a result of their life experiences. So you are dealing with a person who has a clearer sense of how things can be reached, of how things can be achieved. Yeah.
So I'm hearing also that in age and life experience that gives you wisdom.
Those 2 definitely go together. Yeah. We do say as we grow older, we lose progressively the physical power, and we become progressively more dependent on others, something that we don't necessarily like, but in the process of all that, we gain wisdom. Yeah. Right? So there is a saying, I believe it's a Chinese saying that goes like, if the old people could do, and if the young people could know. So the could know implies if the young people had the wisdom, and if the old people had the power and the strength, and so on. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think it's also beautiful that the life journey is that way, the lifelong journey is that way, because it's almost like also in nature nudging us into telling us that we need each other.
Yes.
That in order to build a society that's healthier and supporting people, that it's in the coming together of different generations,
correct,
stages of life,
correct,
so that we can complement each other,
correct,
versus attack each other.
Yeah. And usually there is, there is a generational issue between mentor and mentee, being that the mentor will be the wiser, the older, the more experienced than the mentee. Yeah.
Awesome.
And let me see what else I might have. So I say for students, but also for people in general, this question related to students who had experienced systemic barriers, right?
Yeah.
And I say for students who have found themselves in those situations, it's good to access an empathetic mentor, a supportive mentor, a knowledgeable mentor, and use that mentor as a source for both healing and empowerment. Yeah, the empathy definitely contribute, and the support contribute to your healing, and then the acknowledge on the part of a wiser individual of the impact of the systemic discrimination, for instance, or you becomes your source of empowerment. You are confirmed that indeed discrimination affected you in a way that might stop you in a way from proceeding to access what you have the ability to deal with.
Okay, that's very true. Like the relationship between a mentee and a mentor definitely have space for healing, because meanwhile you are having someone that believe in you, pour into you, and if you're in an environment that is not supportive, but they say like you only need one person, right? And that can make
And
a
one
difference.
person can make a difference, but that doesn't necessarily though mean that you cannot have multiple mentors. Each one of them playing a different role, and then collectively what they do has a powerful effect on you.
Do you remember coming to the United States having one person or someone that was like a mentor to you?
I had a wonderful experience when it comes to mentors, as I said. The school that I went to, the School of Social Work in Greece, had several American social work professors who will come to Greece, as they do with other countries too, either on a Fulbright scholarship or on some other sort of arrangement. So I had American professors, and I also had professors, Greek professors, who have received either an MSW or a PhD in the United States. So I was exposed long before I left Greece to a cultural environment that helped familiarize me with the American way. When I came to the States, I had American mentors whom I work with in Greece, who were from Cornell University. And they came here before, they came back to the States before I came. And they had made arrangements without my knowledge for me to be met in New York City when I arrived by people who helped me navigate New York City, who invited me to Cornell for a week to sort of familiarize me with the university life in the United States. Before I left Greece and after I was admitted to USC, I received a letter from a family of an alumnus from USC asking me if I would be interested in being met by them when I arrived to the United States and have them help me as I was navigating life in the States, registration at USC, finding housing, and so on. So they were at the LA airport when I arrived. They drove me to their house. I stayed with them for a week. They would drive me every day to USC, go with me to wherever I needed to go. They helped me find housing. So it was just an amazing,
That's incredible.
And then one of the scholarships that I had for USC came from a group of women called PEO, and I never really, they are very secretive as to what those initials mean. But I had a scholarship from them. It's an international group, and they have several chapters in the LA area. So several of those chapters contacted me because of the scholarship the scholarship office informs chapters in the geographic area to which a student goes, a foreign student. So they contacted me and they were asking if I would be interested in being adopted by a chapter. And of course, I was very receptive. That's what I said earlier. When opportunities present themselves, don't walk away from them. Just use them. I said, yes, I did. I got to know many families I would have holidays with them. I would spend weekends with them. It was an amazing welcome. Yeah.
So you had many mentors.
That's what I said from the very beginning. I had
She
multiple.
was not lying.
I had multiple mentors from different areas of life. Some of them came from academia, and others came from business, and others came from,
I love that how you identify this as mentors, even in the informal sense, right?
But there was an ongoing relationship.
Right.
I established the relationship. Some of them, the family from USC, that welcomed me here, and a family from one of the chapters of PA that became sort of my adoptive parents. I have generational relationships. The people have passed. My contact with their children, grandchildren continues to be there. Wow. And all of that makes me view them as mentors.
Yeah.
Because they guided me, they gave me perspectives that enriched my own life and empowered me. Yeah.
I love that. And I really appreciate you highlighting the longevity of the relationship and the connection. Because oftentimes the way that I've seen mentorship been approached, it seems like mostly has been in the sense of professional improvement, right?
Yeah.
So it's very targeted, very agenda driven, right? I'm here for this, I get this, peace, bye, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
But the reality I like, and also I think really the heart of this podcast is that the mentorship for us that we're looking is life mentorship. It's the wisdom, it's the staying connected past this stage of life, but the next one, and then the next one, and then they paying it forward to other people as well.
Correct. Yeah, and I have those type of mentorships. My supervisor at my first paid position post MSW became a very significant mentor in my professional development.
Yeah.
I know you were gonna say something.
Oh no, I was just
Go
saying
ahead,
that
go
that's
ahead.
exactly
Bring it
what I
on.
thought what Graciela
We're in
just
sync.
shared.
Yeah.
Because from hearing you, it makes me wonder, like, how can I provide that to future generations? Because whether it's like a professional mentor, I see my parents as mentors, especially my father. And the conversations I have with him over coffee can go 3 hours, 4 hours long. And he shares so much knowledge he grew up in Mexico, so sharing his knowledge impacts me and how I view life as well. And now that I'm a mom, I think about how do I pass it forward to her, but also within our profession when we are working, how do we helping like new generations navigate systems, navigate different aspects of their lives to ensure they're successful. And I just think it's wonderful because it's just about passing it on, like as we receive it, kind of like cultivate it, not perfect it, but enhance it, and then pass it on to the next generation.
To the next
so we can
generation.
Continue evolving, taking what came from previous generations and bettering it.
Okay, Annabelle, your turn. Number 6.
Well, picking on that, what Gloria said, you've shared with us that you've had multiple mentors through different walks of life, and that's wonderful, right? Also, that it's important for them to build that empathy, that connection, especially if there's been systemic barriers in one's life. But what can you say, perhaps, to those that don't know where to find a mentor or don't know how to connect to somebody? What would you advise to them, to members that feel perhaps lost or alone and don't know where to turn for a mentor?
Okay. And are you talking about people in general, or are you talking about students who might find themselves?
I would say people in general, but maybe perhaps we are students. That can be a start as well.
Well, for students, your instructors can be mentors. And for that, you have to take initiative and you have to approach instructors and make yourself available and develop a connection and a relationship. You look at what the campus community can provide to enable you to get into other types of relationships that minimize your sense of aloneness and loneliness. In a program like the MSW, you have several generations sometimes in your cohort. You are in the program right after you graduated from your BA, and you also have classmates who are in that age group, but you might also have classmates who want to do this for a second career after having worked for 50-some years. So an older classmate or colleague can be a mentor. And for people in general, you always stop and check who are the people who surround you, and who among them seems to promise the development of a relationship that can have the characteristics of a mentor-mentee relationship. And you get to know your neighborhood, you get to know your community, you get to know what programs are there that will give you exposure, that will lead to this type of connections. The message in all of this is that you need to remain active and engage in search for, because not frequently people come to us. We reach out and we connect with others.
Put ourselves out.
Correct.
Correct. Make those connections.
Correct.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
Stay active.
What you just said, because it's like people don't come up to you and say like, "Hey, I want to be your mentor."
Yes.
They don't.
Yeah.
You have to seek it. You have to like, oh, that person inspired me. That person could be a mentor. Let me lean in. Let me ask if they, So that is so wise. I've never thought about it that way. Yeah, you have to seek it. You have to want it.
Years ago, when the lottery was introduced in California, the agreement was that money from the lottery will go to educational institutions, and Long Beach State was one of them. we had with that money, the university developed a mentor program, and we had students who will go to the mentor's office and submit an application, and then faculty will indicate their interest in becoming a mentor, and then you will be connected with. So in that at that particular time with that arrangement, students who wanted to have a mentor had access to a system that enabled them to connect with. But in the absence of that, it's the student who has to be a little more aggressive in initiating, more proactive. Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, that's also like our platform is also to help facilitate that by
yeah,
offering mentors who are willing to mentor. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That there is formal ways
but
of
yeah.
engaging in mentorship, and then there's also you seeking.
The less
aggressive.
informal where you become the
Yeah.
initiator.
The seeker
Yeah,
Put that work yourself as well, right?
yeah.
You,
Yeah.
as a person, we know perhaps what we need or who might be able to help us and actively
Yeah.
pursue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Definitely, I love that um, a perspective that you share with us because, sometimes we are asking yourself, like, okay, I'm doing all this work and it's not paying out. What do I need to do? And we're carrying so much by ourselves, expecting someone to approach us, but having that mentality of being proactive and
Yeah.
searching for someone that can give us the guidance in the areas that we need is definitely a change.
Yeah.
I have another question. So, Dr. Glezakos, what is something that you have learned from a younger generation?
From
Younger
the young
generation.
generations, as a professor,
As a professor, as a mom, grandma,
I see
as
in
a
my different
person,
roles.
yes.
Okay. So to start with the role of the professor, I knew that I had more knowledge than my students did because I worked on gaining that knowledge longer than they did, right? Going to school more than they did, and so on. But I always walked into the classroom with an expectation that while I'm teaching my students, the students have something to teach me. And I always paid attention to what was there that I could get from my students that will not only increase my appreciation for their contribution, but I can also use it for my own personal improvement, for my own growth as not only as a professor, but also as a human being. And I valued that very, very, very much. I always saw the role of the professor as a relationship, as a role where the relationship is a two-way sort of street. I impart knowledge, but I also get something. Yeah,
From it.
yeah,
And as you are saying that being in spaces and connecting with different ages, different people with different ages, that allows you in some way to still remain and connect with your humanity and continue growing and evolving, developing, right? Even though you're telling us that you had all this knowledge and you have um, master's degree, doctor's degree, have published so many books and articles and have guided so many students, you still remain with the curiosity of wanting to learn from just different generations.
yeah.
Right?
I have not published a book,
Oh,
but I have published articles.
articles.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that
Sure.
correction. Okay. Gloria, I know you have some questions lined up for Dr. Glezakos. So there you go, your opportunity.
Yeah. While you search is okay. I want to point out for our listeners that your mindset and your posture of coming in expecting to receive something from your students, I think is such a wonderful like attitude to have. And oftentimes I don't think people know to come expectant into places to receive something. And so I received that. Yeah. Having that attitude of like, you know what, I'm coming in and expecting to learn something.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So my question is, what message would you give to someone who is trying to rebuild confidence or hope after a setback?
The last part, the confidence, and then what?
Or hope after
Or
a setback.
hope after a setback. I would probably start with, let's explore and see what created the setback. Why do you find yourself in this particular situation now? And then I will inquire about resources that they are aware of in their own environment that we can bring in that will help them pull themselves out of that setback. And then I will offer resources that I know about that can help them with this. I will definitely spend time helping them make an assessment of their own. These are all external resources, but make an assessment of their own internal strengths and help them in a way discover that no matter how severe the impact of the setback, there are still strengths there that we can access and they can use, and give them a sense of empowerment and strengthen their sense of self-confidence and give them hope that setback is more likely temporary. They might not be able to go back exactly to where they were at before, but there will be improvement. Yeah. So the element, the element of hope there becomes very important, and the belief on the person's part that they can overcome this, and access help. Go even beyond me, as I said. Use your external resources.
I love that. It almost feels like picking up the pieces.
Yeah.
Bring yourself together.
Yeah. And this is, and this is someone in general. It's not exclusively for students. It's what we do with clients, right?
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. I love this because everything you're sharing is just so much wisdom is filled with that. It has so much richness. And so why do you think it's important for different generations to listen and learn from each other?
I strongly believe in intergenerational dialogue. Generations exist in psychosocial and psychohistorical contexts which influence human behavior and development. Human evolution combines that which has been experienced with what is now experienced and is projected to be experienced in the future, right? Younger generations need to know and learn from what preceded them, and older generations need to learn about the psychosocial challenges of the younger generations and seek out and value their feedback without criticism. This is something that I very often find myself doing, which is in conversations with my peers, I defend the younger generations.
Wow.
Because I too often hear, oh, they are this and they are that. They see the younger generations not repeating what they had experienced and the expectations that they have. And it's always like we are on our way to distraction, right? Yeah. And what I see in you young people is aspiration, inspiration, a positive outlook, a commitment to improvement. In more recent years, an interest in social justice, in distract old ideas and reconstruct and introduce new ways. And I find out that many people of my generation see differently. Yeah. So,
In
I-
some ways, more rigid.
more rigid and more critical,
Yeah.
and having a harder time to accept the changes that the new generations are either introducing or adapting to. Yeah.
Which is something I've always found interesting because the same way that previous I'll say like my father's generation would criticize mine. At some point, he was being criticized by earlier generations. And
Like I'm
Yeah.
finding myself, I'm criticizing my younger generation.
Already.
Already.
Yeah.
So that's why I love what you said of value their perspective, and if we can begin from a place of true value, then we're quick to go to criticism.
Correct.
And so that's a pivot that even I'm internally working through, because I have a 16-year-old sister who's like, the new generation, like she's growing in a life that's so different from how I was growing up.
The way you experienced your teen years.
My teen years, exactly. Yeah. And so it's a journey, and thank you for that.
It's a journey. It's an evolution, and we can't forget the past. I think younger generations need to understand where older generations are coming from, what they have experienced, and the older generations have to acknowledge the fact that life evolves, and the environment in which younger generations are growing up is different than it used to be for older generations, and their behavior reflects the effects of the new environment, right? We need to have appreciation for each other.
Yes. Well, with that, if you could leave our listener with one piece of wisdom to carry into their week, what would it be?
Trust that you can do, trust that you can achieve. Hard work, but you commit to that, and acknowledge that you have strengths. Develop a way of how to utilize them for the purpose of meeting your goals. And do not hesitate to ask for help, whether it is bringing a mentor into your life or whether it is a temporary connection that you make for the assistance that you need at that particular time. But no matter what we hear about how things have changed and how this is a different world from the way that we knew, there is a lot of goodness that surrounds us. And we need not allow the negative to lead us to a perception of a world that has lost its ability for empathy and willingness to help and so always access assistance. You will find it. You will find it.
Amen.
I know that.
I believe that.
Yeah.
What? Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Dr. Glezakos, that really was.
Okay, so we are down to the question that you are the first person that we are asking these questions, and we hope to ask this question to many, many other guests. But Dr. Glezakos, we have to ask you, are you willing to take on any person or that is listening, that stumble up on our podcast and that's listening to this episode that is seeking a mentor? Would you like to be a mentor?
I would.
I would.
I would.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I would.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And at this time, I have the time in
Yes.
addition to the willingness to do that.
wow.
And the combination will enable me to do that. And I will do it
There you are.
with no reservation.
Yes. Thank you. I just have to say to every listener to this episode, if you reach out to Dr. Glezakos, trust me, you're gonna have someone that is gonna pour into you. It's gonna see the parts that you're not able to see in yourself, and she's gonna let you know all the beautiful and good things, because that's what she has done with me and with all of my peers here. So this is our second episode with our beautiful special guest, inspiration and mentor, Dr. Glezakos. So this is it,
Thank
y'all.
you for being
Well
here.
done. Well done. Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share all this with you and others.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for
you.
your knowledge and all your wisdom that
Yeah.
you shared with us.
Now, doing this becomes something that I admire in a younger generation. I mean, this is beautiful that you do.
Yeah, we're all mentors here as well, so they can also
Yes,
reach out to
yes,
us.
yeah. Yeah, but you have a purpose for doing it, and
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
right now you could have been out there doing something else,
That's true.
but you chose to do this because there is a meaning that this has to you.
Yeah.
We wish that other people have the same opportunities that we have. So
Yeah.
that's what we have realized, that as how you say, out there's so much good. It's just realizing where it is. Yeah. So
All right, awesome. Yeah. I know it's getting dark, so we gotta get you out of here.
Ask questions, explore, discover.
Thank you so
It's there.
much.
thank you so
You
much,
are-
Doctor.
You are welcome.